I called services, and Miss Easton, or her old name was Wynn, and her old name was Lisa. It's Toy, Tuoy. She got a permitted warrant, so I'm trying to see if I can find a good number. I see one of them. I don't know, maybe that was one of those Google numbers. It just didn't even ring. It says dialing. Alright, just the same thing, just goes to hanging up. But I see another. Stacy Paul Henderson, Kurt Easton. This might be the husband on Tall Oak. Starting the page. Hello? 7574.
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options. To leave a callback number, press 5.
Hello, this is Officer Snell, SNELL, from Virginia Beach Police 4th Precinct. Trying to reach you, not an emergency. It's in regard to a custody issue with your wife. Please give me a call back. Thank you. Send me a text. That was the 448. I got a home. Maybe. Mr. Easton. 757-803-3088.
Hello?
Hi, is this Mr. Easton?
Yes.
Hey, it's Officer Snell from Virginia Beach Police. How are you doing?
Good. My wife just told me that apparently the biological father is complaining now. It's not following the order.
Yeah, so he drove to the 4th precinct and said that every Saturday at 10:15 there's supposed to be an exchange, and that he wanted a report written and charges taken out for Mrs. Easton for violation of court order.
Can I call my lawyer or our lawyer real quick for this case? He can explain it. I have documents explaining it at the top of the order. Long story short, in a nutshell, before we call him in a second, it's basically this guy's order to do cognitive behavioral therapy for the order that's in place, and he refused to do it or provide it to the Guardian Ad Litem.
Yeah.
And therefore, he's not to be unsupervised with the child unless he's in this therapy, and that's essentially what's going on. Honey, call David. Call him now. And essentially, that's what we've been advised by our lawyers.
Yeah. So he said, like, I want her charged with, violating court order. And so I was like, all right, hey, let me pull the order up, because the law up, because the law is specific. And it's really got specific wording, like, if a person clearly and knowingly violates a court order. So it's got to be crystal clear. Like, if a parent says, like, well, if he's talking about I have to have visiting, that is true, but that's based upon him getting domestic violence, substance abuse, mental health stuff. So if a person says, like, yes, I know my child's going to have visitation with their dad, but I also know that that's dependent on him doing A, B, and C first.
Right. Plus, I remember they have joint legal as right now. My wife's the primary custodial parent, and like I said, the order clearly makes it that he has to do this therapy. He's not been doing it. Did you call David? Why do you call the lawyer?
I will call.
All right, never. I'm not going to hang up. Call David. Call our lawyer. All right. Is there a number, sir, that I could get back to give to her lawyer, just so that way he can clear it all up?
Yes. Yeah, no, you're saying it fine, because if the water's muddy at all, not really muddy at all, but if it's like somebody's like, somebody didn't have custody of my kid and they took him, you're like, oh, hey, I know that one's wrong. But if somebody's like, no, there's a custody dispute, we would have taken him there if he had been cooperative with the court order, but he's not. So that's our issue. So I was telling him, I was like, it sounds like to me like it'd be a show cause. Like, if you're saying the mom didn't do what the mom's supposed to do in violation of court order, you can do a show cause, and they'll put it on their docket, and they'll see, should they summons the mom for that? Or maybe the judge or the clerk would say, no, I've got some familiarity with this case. I'm not issuing a show cause because of this person's pattern of behavior, something like this. So,
right. So, I mean, she hasn't followed the order. If anything, he's the one that's following the order, and lawyer's already sent him a cease and desist. Anyways, did I have my lawyer call you back, or our lawyer?
Yeah, sounds. Yep, sounds good.
Actually, Dave, here he is.
Right.
Hold on 1 second, sir.
Yep.
Honey, see her.
Yeah, can you call my lawyer right now?
Okay. Hey, sir?
Yep.
Can I give you my wife and I's lawyer, David Dildy's number to call?
Yeah.
All right. Let me get his phone number real quick.
Yeah, with you. Oh, yes, yeah.
Are you ready, sir?
I'm ready.
Okay. His number is...
All right. And he's on the phone with you guys now?
Oh, we just hung up.
Oh, he just hung up. All right. So I'm gonna give you. I don't want to pull punches, but, or like do something like surprise, but Miss Easton has a warrant because of violation of a court order taken out by her child's dad.
By the same guy?
Yeah.
Okay, so he took it out with the magistrate, or did he take it out with you guys?
Magistrate.
Okay. Alright, I'll let her lawyer know. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, but it's permitted. So, like, if you get a warrant for your arrest for, like, something like, I don't know, hit and run, we'd take you into custody and bring you to the magistrate. But the magistrate checked off the box permitted, so it means that the person can just go down to the precinct where it is and be served it, and they will give you a court date.
Okay. Let me, could you call her lawyer real quick?
Yep, will do.
Thank you, sir.
Yep, got it. Let me slow down a little bit. I talked to Mr. Easton. Said no visit because no, not following the court order regarding what they say, some kind of class, some kind of mental health assessment maybe. Let me call David Dildy, the attorney.
Good morning, this is David.
Hey, how you doing? It's Officer SNELL from the 4th Precinct.
Hey there, officer. And I'm sorry, what's your name again?
It's SNELL, SNELL.
Officer Snell. All right, officer, good morning. My name is Dave Dildy. I'm an attorney. I represent Lisa Easton. What can I do for you?
Stacy Henderson, the father of their child, came to the precinct and said, I want to file a police report and I want to get warrants for violation of a court order on my child's mom.
Yeah.
And so I was like, sometimes, typically what I see is if somebody's not complying with a court order, you can do a show cause or talk to the GAL. But he's like, no, GAL is no good, and I want you to get a warrant. And so I'm like, all right, before I take any action, let me reach out to the other half because I do not want to walk blind into something.
So, and you are.
Yeah.
And that was a good instinct, officer, if you don't mind my saying so.
Thank you.
So let me tell you what's going on with this case. Mr. Henderson he's highly intelligent.
Yeah.
He's got some mental health diagnoses. He was ordered in the lower court. He was ordered to do a parental capacity evaluation, and Dr. Wald recommended several therapeutic steps that he had to take. And so the lower court, Judge Wiggins, who was a substitute judge, ordered that and I don't know if Henderson showed you the order. The order says his visitation is contingent upon his enrollment and engagement with cognitive behavioral therapy, which is a pretty intense therapy modality.
Yeah.
He initially, he's given us 2 different names for people, and this is back in April. He gave us 2 different names that he was engaged with. You mentioned the Guardian Ad Litem. The Guardian Ad Litem in this case is MYKELL MESSMAN. She's married to Scott ALLENMAN, who used to be a commonwealth attorney. I don't know if you know Scott.
Yeah.
MYKELL, Henderson's last email to MYKELL was, ha, 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 I set my therapy up out of town so you can't have any contact with them. He refuses now to confirm that he is engaged in cognitive behavioral therapy. He refuses to give me or the Guardian Ad Litem the name of his cognitive behavioral therapist. He just won't do it. So my client's position is the judge said that your visitation's contingent on you being in therapy. You won't confirm that you're in therapy. You won't give me a name. You won't give the Guardian Ad Litem a name. I mean, he won't even talk to the Guardian Ad Litem. And to give you an indication of what this guy does, he made the accusation that my client's husband, who is an attorney, I think you talked to Kurt, molested Liam.
Yeah, that's horrible.
There were two forensic evaluations done by CHKD. There was an investigation by your department, a lengthy investigation, and there was an investigation by the Department of Social Services. Everything came back clean. What this guy does is he coaches the kid to say stuff and then he records it. So everything came back clean. And he went on, I don't know if you know who Rhoda Young is. You ever heard of her?
Oh, no, I don't think so.
She's a Facebook journalist. She's a lady who runs around with a cell phone. She's got a pretty big Facebook following. She's never been to journalism school. He gave a 30-minute interview to Rhoda Young in which he accused my client, Kurt, by name of abusing Liam and said that your department, social services, and the court system were engaged in a massive cover-up because Kurt's a lawyer. And so the court put a gag order on him. Actually put a gag order on everybody.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of dynamic that's going on here. Yeah. I have written him repeatedly telling him he's not to contact my client to talk about this with her.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote him a letter and said, hey, please, if you just give us the name of the person who you're seeing so we can confirm it, and have them give us the dates of your therapy, that's fine. I'm not trying to get into his notes and everything, at least not at this point. I just want to know who it is. He won't tell me, and he won't tell the Guardian. So under the terms of the order, if my client gives him the child when he's not in cognitive behavioral therapy, she's in violation.
Yeah.
So that's the problem I've got. And he's not cooperating with the Guardian Ad Litem. He won't answer discovery. The problem is, we were actually in front of Judge Frucci, and Judge Frucci was about to rule. There's other stuff that's going on too. Apparently, I think they've been doing the exchange outside your precinct.
Yeah.
And the last time they did an exchange, Stacy, and it was just before the trial date, and Stacy was not ready to go to trial. I'm sorry, that's Mr. Henderson. I took the bad habit of calling him Stacy. He took Liam into the precinct and tried to get Liam to repeat the same lies he got him to say earlier. And so Judge Frucci was about to make a ruling on my motion to terminate Dad's visitation until he heard Kurt's involved in this case. He said, well, I can't have anything to do with this case because that guy appears in front of me all the time. So right now, the Supreme Court of Virginia is going to designate a judge to hear the case. That's where we're at.
Yeah.
So if my client gives him the child right now, she's in violation of the order.
Good. So you and Mr. Easton are both members of the bar?
No.
Oh.
Easton thinks he's a lawyer, but he's not. He's not a member of the bar.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Mr. Easton. I thought you said Mr. Henderson. Yes, Kurt is a lawyer, yes.
Yeah, so both y'all are members of the bar. Y'all cannot tell something untrue, and y'all cannot violate an order without getting yourselves in, serious trouble.
I cannot advise my client to violate an order.
Right.
That is correct.
Yeah. So as far as him saying, my version is this and their version is unreasonable, you're like, no, they're all attorneys. They can't do something wrong and then go in front of a judge. They'll be significant consequences. So you're saying the stepdad and the mom are saying, yes, we're following the letter of the law. It's contingent upon him getting specific mental health treatment. And he's saying, I did get it, but I'm not going to tell you who did it. So you're like, yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yep.
Good.
That's pretty much it. So I can't confirm that he's doing it.
Yeah. So I ran Mrs. Easton, and it looks like Mr. Henderson went to the magistrate and got a warrant for her.
Okay.
But the magistrate made it permittable. permissible.
What does that mean?
So that makes it our job much easier. We don't have to arrest a person, take them before the magistrate. They have to go to the precinct where the warrant is and get it served on them, and it'll have like a sheet on the front saying, please set at least 30 days out, and please set it in juvenile domestic relations court. So if she was like in front of me now, Mrs. Easton, I would say, please hang out here while I have somebody drive all the way to the first precinct to get the permitted warrant, bring it to here so I can serve you. But what makes the most sense to me is have her go down to the first precinct where the warrant actually is and say, I heard I got a permitted warrant. And she'll just sign for it and get a court date at least a month ahead. But what I don't want to happen is us advise her to go get you the permitted warrant served on you, and then Mr. Henderson, at the end of our conversation, he says, all right, no matter if you help me or not, I'm going to go down and file another one today because she didn't bring him for visitation today.
Yeah, and here's the reason he's not filing a show cause. My ability to sanction him is less on a criminal case, you know?
Okay.
You know, if he, well, actually, you know, I think, well, he's under the same. I'll have to do some research on that. I know I've gotten attorney's fees awards against him multiple times because he keeps just filing whatever idiocy comes into his mind. So anyway.
Yeah. So he mentioned that when I said show cause, he said, no, that doesn't work out because they made me pay attorney's fees. So maybe that's why
he said that.
Yeah. So maybe that's why he's pushing me to say, like, hey, would you do this so it's not him doing it?
Okay, Officer Snell, I hate to do this to you. I may need to bring you to court to testify to that effect. That he said that.
Yeah.
Because I warned him. Look, if you do this, you know you're going to get popped again. Okay. Oh, what's your first name, officer? Sorry to have to do this to you.
Stuart, S-T-U-A-R-T.
Stuart.
Yeah, but they usually go by S.B. Snell. S.B. Snell.
S.B. is in Bravo?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know, I hope it doesn't come to that, but I'm going to...
But let me make sure I note that properly. Is of significance is Henderson mentioning show cause resulted in attorney's fees. That's why he's not doing the show cause, but wants PD to take warrants out. Yeah. So I'm gonna try. What I'm gonna say is this is a non-reportable crime. It's not a crime. So what I'm gonna do is instead of writing a report about it, it's gonna be a call for service on today's date at the 4th precinct. Let me see.
I'll tell her to go down and get served.
Yeah, good. All right. So I'm gonna list this under call for service number 214 today. On 12/17/23.
Number 214. Okay.
Yeah, so it's the 214th call of the day, and I'm not taking a report. I'm just going to document that the Mr. Henderson was trying to get us involved in a custody dispute, but no laws are being broken. I spoke to the attorney for the mom and the stepdad, and they're all doing their best to be in compliance with this difficult situation. And that, it's the warrant itself is at the 1st precinct, so she can just go there any time of day, and they'll call somebody in to serve that. It's permitted.
Okay, well then I'll have. So she needs to go down to the. I'm sorry, she needs to go to the 4th or the 1st precinct.
First, number 1.
First.
Yeah.
Okay. Of course you are. Okay, I'll have her go down there.
Yeah.
Sure.
And did she have a name change? Because I got her names 2 different ways. It gets confusing.
Yeah, she did. It's now Lisa Easton, but he insists on using the old name. He's just trying to irritate her.
Yeah. Good. Well, hey, thanks for being available on a Sunday.
No, thank you for calling me. I really appreciate it. Kurt and Lisa are good people.
Yeah.
This guy has just driven them crazy.
I do not like referring children to forensic interviews when it's not necessary. That is something difficult to put a child through.
He literally, I mean, like, his counselor is freaking out about him having contact with Dad. He's just, can you, that thing he did on Rhoda Young?
Yeah.
Before I got a hold of her and told her, look, if you don't take this down, I'm going to have to sue you.
Yeah.
He got 10,000 hits. 10,000 hits. So, this guy's a bad actor.
Yeah. All right, so what I'll do is I'm telling him I'm not taking any action. I spoke to the mom, and she's saying that she is in compliance with the court order, and I'm not getting caught in the middle of it. Well, I might end up getting caught in the middle of it, but I'm trying not to get caught in the middle of it today.
Well, officer, I really do appreciate it. Thank you very much for being willing to chat with me. My clients and I appreciate it.
Yeah, good. All right, you take care.
Okay, buddy, you too.
Thanks.
Be safe.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, Lord. Well, that was very helpful to have an attorney available by phone on a Sunday. That's a good, reputable attorney. So the information I have is that there is a court order that says he's supposed to get visitations contingent upon him getting mental health treatment, a specific type of mental health treatment, and he's not. So the wife's taking the position that I can't be in violation of the court order, and because he's not, I'm not. The mom's saying she doesn't want to be in violation of the court order because it specifically says he needs to have that mental health treatment. She has a warrant that's going to be taken care of. He can choose, Mr. Henderson can choose to go get another warrant, but I'm going to say I'm not taking any part of that, making that a reportable offense, because it's not reportable. It's not doing anything. Like, the stepdad and the attorney are all members of the bar, so they can't do something against the court order. That would be very detrimental to them. And when I spoke to Mr. Henderson, he was saying the GAL, is something wrong with the GAL. She's no good. The judge, there's something wrong with the judge. The judge is no good. And so, sometimes they have GALs might not agree with, but if you're going to laundry list every involved party, there's something wrong with every involved party, then that might cause somebody to question reasonableness. Maybe you're the one with the problems. I mean, they might both have problems, but you might be the one problem with reasonableness. Yeah, it's about to come down. All right, so I talked to Mrs. Easton.
Did you talk to her? Or did you talk to this stepfather?
I'm sorry. I got the stepfather Easton on the phone, and she was in the background.
He's controlling all this.
Yeah. I told her she has a warrant, and it's at the 1st, not the 4th. So arrangements are going to be made to take care of that.
Okay.
When I talked to them, they said the visitation is contingent upon you getting some type of specific mental health treatment.
Which I've been following. This is what they fall back. They did this in April. They fall back on this whenever she screws up, like with the driving off and leaving him here.
Yeah. So based on that, I'm gonna add case comments and be case 602.
Okay.
But let me make sure I'm getting the right number.
Yeah. Let me get the right number so I can get my folder there.
Yeah.
Would you also try to make a note there that you weren't able to speak to her, that you were only able to speak to the stepfather?
Yeah, I can do that.
Because that's what's driving this whole thing. Remember, I can show you my next appointment.
Good.
Huh?
Yeah.
Here you go. They said that they talked to Kurt. I believe I thought it was Tuesday. See, they did this back in April when they were cutting my time short, and that's how they. Let's see here, better go. Just log into the thing. Again, this is all just to because she screwed up with driving off, and it's damage control.
Yeah. I spoke to her attorney, and he said that he cannot.
That's my next appointment.
You have and that's, what do you call that?
That's Better Health?
No, yeah, but
it's my therapist. It's for cognitive behavior therapy.
Hold on. But that's your calendar showing that you have that scheduled in your phone so you won't miss it.
Yeah. And not only that, but that's from the website that I go on. I had to do my treatment through there because the GAL couldn't manipulate it further.
Run out of paper.
With what? Because she's so intricately tied into all the mental health down here.
Yeah. So you say you are doing the specific.
Yes, I am.
Type.
Yeah, which is CBT, which that's a whole nother story. The GAL literally wrote in, and this is
Can I see your phone? Where you're showing me?
That's better.
I am doing specific type of mental health treatment, the CBT specifically.
Yeah.
And I have you been there before?
Yeah. This is who I've been seeing all along. And you go, look, it goes all the way back to April when I started.
Okay. So you have the next appointment.
Next appointment, live video scheduled, December 18th.
And that shows the person.
Yeah.
Who has the meeting.
Yeah, exactly.
What is that? SHERRAL.
Yeah, Cheryl.
Cheryl.
Yeah, Cheryl Harding. And Cheryl Harding, because they were like, oh, well, I need access to Cheryl Harding. The way the laws are written, the GAL doesn't have, exactly for these types of reasons, doesn't have carte blanche access to the therapist. And my therapist even wrote a letter saying, I don't need to talk to the GAL or anybody from the court because you can't interfere with his therapy.
Good. So you can say, I was ordered to go to this specific type of therapy, which I did. I've
been doing, correct.
Several months worth of visits. But they're not saying you have to sign a release of information.
Correct.
To give you the contents of my therapy.
Correct.
But you might be in a position where you say, like your therapist would say, I began seeing Mr. Henderson in April. He is following up with all my recommendations, something general like that.
Yeah.
Like I am going.
Right.
And I'm following recommendations.
Well, she doesn't want to get involved in the court thing, but which is specifically why I picked her.
Yeah.
Because just between me and you, the fact of the matter is the psychiatrist that they had do the parental capacity evaluations that all this came from has his license suspended twice. I brought that up in motion. That was the same hearing in which the judge canceled. So really, what it's going to boil down to is I'm going to have to file a federal lawsuit. I'm going to have to pull the judge's oath card and surety bond.
Yeah. Because
it's in black and white that I gave in black and white evidence of the GAL lying, and then they suspended my rights. They took away my legal rights. That's the deprivation of constitutional rights under color of law.
You that card? I'm going to write down specifically what you're looking for, because you're going to FOIA it.
Yeah.
They call it different things.
You have I think the card's in your hand, sir.
Oh, no, didn't give it to you yet.
Okay. No, he's
good.
putting it down on the card. And thank you so much, officer. I appreciate you.
All right, sometimes you gotta say stuff specifically. But what I'm going to do is sit in the parking lot, and I'm going to write this up as a call for service. And what you're going to be asking for is the CADs, or it's like computer-aided dispatch.
Okay.
Dispatch, and what I'm going to write in is all the stuff is like, you showed me your phone that you're compliant with treatment, and
perfect.
You've told them that.
Yeah.
I'm in compliant.
Right. And I've been in compliance since when they first. All right, so we're good to go?
Yeah, y'all are good to go.
All right, thank you.
All right, take care. Yep.
Appreciate you.
Yep. Hey, if you caught the tail end of that the judge's bond and the judge's oath of office, that for me goes down that sovereign citizen stuff that makes no legal sense, but it's based on like sovereign citizen or Moorish nation stuff. Like we're not. Yeah, I don't know how to explain that. It's like a very different view of the laws than what is written. Running out of paper. Yeah, get some more notepad. Make do. Alright, so there's a therapist named Sherelle Harding. That's just showing up on a bunch of different sites. Like, it doesn't actually say where she's at. Like, I don't see a website for her. But it shows she's a LPC. Alright. Turn my camera on.